Alrighty, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 30 of Hit the Books, the podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking, and everything surrounding sports. This week, we are deeper into the NFL free agency, one step closer to the NHL and NBA playoffs in March, or to the NHL and NBA playoffs, and March Madness is finally here, and everyone's excited for one of the best months of the year. Let's jump in and introduce my co-hosts here for this week, Huff, Ace, and Mackie. Huff, let's start off with you. What do you got for us here this week? Nice to see you here another week on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be back. Like you said, March Madness finally here. Been waiting all year for that. Getting the brackets made the past couple of days has been obviously one of my favorite times of year. Looking forward to this kind of, or the bracket, just seeing things, kind of seeing how we think things are going to go. I just love making the brackets in March Madness, so I'm very excited for that. Obviously, another great week to be a Steelers fan. Steelers go get Justin Fields for basically a used bag of practice jerseys and a 6th-round pick. You know, we got Russell Wilson, we got Justin Fields. I'm ready for football season as well. But huge move by the Steelers. Steelers stay in the news. Everyone was saying, are they going to do Russ? Are they going to do Fields? They go out and get both of them. Move on from Kenny Pickett. He can have fun over in Philadelphia. But great week to be a Steelers fan. Great week to be a college basketball fan. I'm excited to get into it.
Good stuff there, Huff. Nice to hear from you here this week. Mackie, you want to get us going here next? What do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, obviously favorite time of the year. You guys know March is my favorite. College basketball is my favorite. These next 2 days, best 2 days of the year, every single year. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, just filled out a few brackets, got a few going. I think I only have 2 right now. Might fill out one more, but I don't know that whole controversy about is it dumb to fill out more than one bracket. I'm all for it. I mean, if you have like 2 or 3 different teams you think can win it, why not make 2 or 3 different brackets? But
I just hate when I think the controversy comes in when people are like, "Oh, my one bracket, I have them winning," but another one, it's like, then just don't talk about your bracket.
Yeah,
Don't talk about it
exactly. Don't
don't
do that, or like don't make like 30 brackets where it's like you need every single team in a different variation. Like,
Don't make every single variation just so you can say in my one bracket I called
like,
Longwood over.
See,
you know what I mean?
Here's where I'm conflicted though. Like I do 2 to 3 brackets. Do I like make similar brackets or do I make different ones?
Mine are all very similar except for like
the games I'm 50-50 on, I'll flip in some brackets.
Not even there. It's just like towards the end, like when I have like my final 4 teams. Like I think UNC and Houston both have a very good chance. I have UNC in one and Houston in the other. It's just like when it gets down to like the Elite 8, Final 4, like I chose different teams because like honestly, it can go either way at that point.
Yeah, I think I have 3, and that was just because I made a 3rd one today because it was on a different app than I have 2 on Tournament Challenge. I just like that app, and then my buddy asked me to be in one on Yahoo, so I had to make a 3rd one.
Yeah, the way I'm doing it, I always do 3 of them. 2 of them I do very similar, if not almost the exact same on different sites, and the 3rd one I do very different, just so I get some. I don't know. I have no bias or not much knowledge. Just what you guys preach to me. Kind of just tail up blindly, if I'm being honest with you, and it works out well. But you know, I got to get some dogs in the race. March Madness, best time of year, you know.
Lots of good stuff there. Ace, we never introduced you. What do you got for us here this week, buddy? Nice to see you.
Yeah, like I said, getting ready for the March Madness stuff. This is where everybody like myself, the novice college basketball fans, claim they know too much. So I'll just keep my mouth quiet in that sector and tail along. Like I said, the boys have been hot all year long. Other than that, my Bruins back in our power rankings. Called that last week, and it came true. Ahead of Mackey's Rangers, too. I knew he was a little bit salty because he had the Bruins a little low in his personal one. But
29 losses.
Yeah, I mean, last night we put the Rangers on the card and they lost. We should have done the Bruins with the puck line. That would have gave us some good value. But what are you going to do with the homer pick?
We could have.
Yeah, we could have. Hey, mine hit. The Minnesota Wild, they were wagging, got him on the money line again tonight. So hopefully by the time you guys are listening to this, it's cashed. But yeah, NHL heating up, NBA heating up too. Got the MLB. It already started with that Korea series. Excited to talk about some of that too. And then my Patriots are doing some things on their NFL side. But another great week of sports ready to get going here.
Good stuff, boys. Lots of good stuff to look forward to. Like I said, we're just inching closer to those NBA and NHL playoffs. March Madness finally here. Lots to look forward to. Let's start off with the NFL here this week. First point on the docket, the New York Jets signed former Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams on Tuesday. Williams inked a 1-year contract that has a maximum value of $15 million. Any thoughts on this one, boys? Ace?
Yeah, I mean, before we jump into the actual impact this is going to have, because it's a pretty massive move. Crazy that he was cut in the first place. Injury prone, I
Is
guess.
it though? He's always hurt.
Yeah, injury prone. But did you guys see the thing on Instagram today of like the guy that sent in the sandwich when he was in his interview? And he said, "This is what's making me sign." There's like a video of him, and some random fan says, "This is for Mike Williams. Give it to him." And he's like, "I'll eat it. I'm hungry." He's like, "Wow, this is good." He's like, "Where is this?" He's like, "Yeah, this is the reason I signed."
That's actually
this
pretty
move,
funny. No, I
this
didn't
move
see
just
that.
comes. This move just comes down to how healthy he's gonna be.
Who's going to be healthier,
that's
him or
like-
Aaron Rodgers? And they're playing on the MetLife turf. I saw a meme. It's like the biggest opponents of Mike Williams. Who's stopping this offense? Breece Hall, Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. It's just a picture of the turf at MetLife Stadium. We always hear those injuries, but I love the
Yeah,
move.
if you can stay healthy, I like this move. I like the asset for Aaron Rodgers. But
I
yeah,
like
mean,
it.
all my friends are Jets fans, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't like. If he could stay healthy, great. But what are the chances he stays
But he
healthy?"
doesn't. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like
Yeah.
the big body receiver, red zone target. He can play on that outside role, be your one. You like Garrett Wilson, work the slot, draw away some coverage. They could do damage if they're healthy. It's just, yeah, we all know the issue.
I was gonna say he supposedly met or was gonna meet with the Steelers the day he met with the Jets, and then I don't know if they just signed the deal and he never met with. I don't know what happened, but as soon as I heard he was meeting with the Steelers, I was like, "All right, cool. We're gonna have Mike Williams for 6 games."
Weeks, yeah.
Like literally, the fact that we're both not even—that's a third of the season.
The only good thing is though, like they have some good depth in New York. Actually, surprisingly, like they have Lazard at the 3, they have Wilson at the 1. He's not going to be like the high volume receiver or anything like that. But yeah, you just got to
Behind them two, that's about all they got. Or
I
them
wouldn't-
3
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I think they brought in some
Xavier Gibson.
Yeah, they've
Like,
but then
that
you have,
as
like,
well.
cool.
Yeah, you have Conklin, and then you have Breece Hall. I mean, it's a pretty loaded offense.
Yeah, but I like what they're doing, but same thing. Stay healthy, stay healthy. Jets suck though. I mean, they'll find
The
a way
Jets
to
will.
play.
The Jets will jet. It's like the
Yeah.
Browns and the Browns. They'll just figure out a way to fuck it up.
You think that team fully healthy doesn't make the playoffs?
Oh, they'll make the playoffs. It's just, do I think they'll?
They'll
win
have around the
games?
same record as the
Depends
Steelers. I
on-
don't think they're much better than the Steelers, if they are at all. I don't even think they are. But
I don't
yeah,
know. We have to
Mackie,
see
let me
Aaron
ask you that one. Who do you
Rodgers.
think's a better team, the New York Jets with their additions,
See, I
or
don't.
the
I don't know
Pittsburgh
because
Steelers?
there's so many question marks around that Jets team. We haven't seen Aaron Rodgers play with them, so
Give your
I don't know.
super early March take. Who
I'd
do you think's a
probably-
better
I'd-
team?
I'd probably give it to the Jets, but I mean, I already gave my
Steelers.
predictions on the
Off.
Steelers.
I shit on your Steelers all the time, but I'll back them here. I have more faith in the Steelers.
Like,
Team.
you're just Jets biased.
The coaching though, that's important.
Salah was looked at
yeah.
as a good coach up until last season, where he was
Good
so-
coordinator. Good coordinator. Head
I've
coach,
never
I
heard
don't know.
anything bad about him up until last season when he was just a dummy. Like I think he was just a puppet though. But
Yeah, we'll
I don't
see.
know. We'll see. We'll see how this Jets team pans out.
Wait till we get Justin Jefferson. That'll change your opinion.
Well, if you
I
get
wanna
Justin
him.
Jefferson, obviously it's going to change my opinion.
Whoever gets Justin Jefferson,
It's not even discrediting the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to be good this year. But
No, I just
I think
had
the
to-
Jets
I just
fully
had to say
healthy are pretty.
something. And that's supposedly like gaining traction. The Vikings like didn't want to move him. They're now thinking about
Everybody
it. so-
wants Jefferson though, Huff.
Yeah,
Like,
but that-
the Bengals
exactly. It's gonna
cleared
be-
cap to get him. You know, like
and
the
the Steelers
Panthers
won't
and the
do the-
Patriots can give him everything in the world for him.
I've never
Yeah.
seen the Steelers trade 2 first-round picks for anybody.
Yeah, Steelers look more big picture. I feel like.
I'd rather 2 first-round picks than him, honestly, personally.
Tough call.
If you hit on both guys, you get 2 studs over
His
one,
age
like-
though. His age though. Oof.
Yeah, true. What is he? 24.
So young.
Yeah.
So young.
1 injury.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Devontae Adams. Look at
One draft
Stephon
bust.
Diggs. Look how long they've been doing it.
Yeah,
regardless
1
of what I
Kenny
think about him.
Pickett. True, Mackie.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because say you go 1-1, chances are the one guy who is actually good is not
If it was
as good
like
as
a,
Justin
it was
Jefferson.
like if it was like a first and a second in the same year, and we just didn't pick until the third, I'd do that.
I feel like 2 firsts is too low for Justin Jefferson. If I put it on the
No,
block
not
and
in
on
the
the Minnesota
NFL, not-
Vikings, though.
The NFL first rounders are so.
No, I
they
agree. I
carry so
agree.
much
But
weight.
Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the NFL. So young too. I mean, you could get more than that. Is what I'm saying. Like I would be greedy.
But he's also halfway out the door. It's not like he's sitting there.
Is it
Totally
going to turn
happy,
into
like,
like the
they
field
want-
thing where it was
like,
a
he
first and a
wants-
third or whatever, a second and a fifth, and then it went to
He's not requesting a
sixth?
trade. People are just thinking
The
if they're
Vikings-
rebuilding. But I feel like the Vikings have all the chips with Jefferson. Like, be
Well-
greedy. Don't give him up for nothing. Like, just keep pushing the envelope. if you're actually going to
wait till they draft JJ McCarthy, he'll request the trade.
What if they draft Michael Penix?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. I mean, you say one wrong thing to him, and he could be requesting a trade.
Alrighty, let's get on to this next point here. Cleveland and Jerry Jeudy have agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth up to $58 million. That includes $41 million in fully guaranteed at signing. What are you guys thinking about this extension the Browns have offered Jerry Jeudy?
I think that's a good move. I mean, I think it's a tough. They gave him a lot of money for somebody who's pretty injury prone, in my opinion. Huff, you think Jerry Jeudy is going to be dynamic in this offense and really come to life after being stuck in the Broncos' ways in a crowded room as well, dealing with injuries? The Alabama star should be able to live up to those numbers, but will he? I don't think so. I wouldn't pay him that much. I think there's a lot of other guys I would pay before him. But if they just went out and traded for him, they have a lot of faith in him.
Yeah, I definitely think that he'll be a good fit in that Browns offense too, with Amari Cooper, a guy who I've never been too high on, but he's Mr. Consistent and he's gotten it done with a bunch of quarterbacks over there in Cleveland, so you have to respect it. But you got to think Nick Chubb comes back healthy. I think Jeudy fits in well with that Browns offense. You saw him get the extension as well. I think they're doing something right over there in Cleveland. They got Huntley as their new backup. I liked it in Baltimore. It worked out. He won games. I think that's a very similar fit over there in Cleveland for him. Another run-heavy offense that he can come in as a backup. And, I mean, he's made a career out of it, so no knock to the dude. He's done his job when he's come in. I think that's a great backup for any team to have, and a quarterback that's been in and out of the lineup in Deshaun Watson. We don't know what his status is going to be all next year, so I think it's a good move to go get a guy like Huntley to step in there when, Flacco walked
Oh, we were
over
talking about Jerry Jeudy.
Aren't we? What?
We were talking about
Jeudy. But I kind of switched over. I said Jeudy. I think Jeudy will fit good into that offense. But I think that's another good move is because you don't know where Deshaun Watson's going to be all year. Mm-hmm. I think Huntley steps in there, and that offense doesn't take that much of a step back. I mean, it
Huntley's
does.
The two over your boy Jameis?
You got to think Jameis will have to win that job.
I know. I feel like Jameis name brand. That's a tough call. I feel like Huntley's the better QB. Honestly, they're so different. They're different styles.
Does the fact that Huntley has a Pro Bowl help him in those kind of conversations?
I
guess so.
Pro Bowls go nowhere in conversation. I mean, they can't.
Tyler Huntley's very safe with the ball, and Jameis Winston is not. But Jameis Winston has a bigger playability, I think.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I think they brought them both in.
Jeudy would do better with Jameis playing quarterback. I could tell you that. And
I agree.
And Amari Cooper.
Yeah, the whole receiving
just because it would be more. Yeah,
he airs the ball out more.
That Browns team loading depth around everywhere.
Put it this way: you'll find out at some point this year that Deshaun Watson will not be starting all 17 games. You know what I mean?
He's not even that good.
No,
Mackie, you were big on these Browns though, like coming or last year down the stretch too. You think they have any chance to make some noise? I mean, now they've bolstered their depth in a lot of key places where they saw injuries in the past 2 years.
Yeah, it also matters what kind of Nick Chubb comes back. Obviously, key point to that offense, probably the main point to that offense. But yeah, I mean, we saw what they did last year. I know they were a first round bounce, but that team could have went far. The defense is built for a championship. That offense, they don't even really need to do that much, but they have it. Deshaun Watson's playing well enough. He can get the job done. Obviously, I said Nick Chubb. Now you have Jerry Jeudy to go alongside Amari Cooper. All the weapons are there. We have Myles Garrett on the defensive end. This team is kind of built for a championship. I know they're the Browns. They probably won't get there. They're in a loaded AFC North, but this roster is definitely one of the best in the league.
Yeah, toughest division though. Toughest division. I'm eager to see how that shapes out. Everybody making splashes in free agency, minus the Cincinnati Bengals in that division.
Yeah, I feel like they're waiting on a splash player, something at the draft. Yeah, something.
I think so too, Mackie.
They were saying, well, I think it's too good to be true, but that'd be pretty cool with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, like an LSU reunion.
You'd make so much money off of it. The ownership should push for it, honestly.
And they're sick.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff there, boys, coming out of Cleveland. This next point, the recent quarterback documentary, the NFL has announced that they will follow 5 receivers this year. The chosen players include Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Did you guys watch the quarterback documentary? Any thoughts on this new series that they're looking to do?
They got
I
better
did not.
players. They got way better players this time.
Yeah, I watched the quarterback thing. I did not know about this. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, Kittle, Adams. That's a good lineup. Debo and Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's definitely a good lineup. I like how it's more guys too. Yeah, compared to when they had Kirk Cousins, Mariota. I mean, Mahomes was the main reason people were watching that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely. Is it going to be the same kind of format? Is Netflix doing it again?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe so.
So
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
I like
same
that they
thing,
added George
copying
Kittle in
it.
there. You know what that tells you though is they're never going to do a tight end only one. They just went pass catchers, and he's
Yeah.
the biggest face at the
Well,
tight
the
end
thing is,
position.
these guys also gotta like allow them to
Agree to
do
this
it. So,
shit.
I mean, how many tight ends can you really get to do it that you want to see?
Definitely Kittle, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious. But yeah, I like the rest of them. Justin Jefferson, that'll be kind of cool to watch, especially if he moves on from a team. Um, Debo Samuel, same thing. I know his name was in trade rumors a couple weeks ago, and then Amon-Ra really coming into his own.
Yeah, this I'll definitely. When do you know when this is coming out?
I believe it's during next season, right?
Yeah, probably.
Always
I haven't
just
seen
do this kind
anything.
of shit in the summer. Should have filmed it last year and show me it now.
I agree. Totally agree with that. Alrighty, boys. One last thing here in the NFL before we get going. Let's rank our top 3 free agency additions in the NFL free agency thus far. What are you guys thinking coming out of this? Ace, you want to get us started?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of moves throughout this free agency. We've been recapping a lot of teams changing faces, changing places. Huff might have a homer one in his ranking, but honorable mention. I'll go with Kirk Chainz going to Atlanta. I think that's going to be a nice add there. I don't think they win the division. I like Baker Mayfield staying at home to win the NFC South, but I think he's going to make them relevant and a playoff contender nonetheless. At number 3, I'm going to go with Derrick Henry going to the Ravens. Yeah, I wish they got an Aaron Jones or a Joe Mixon as the scheme fit, but they were just in the AFC Championship coming off their biggest season. What do? They bring in one of the top running back names in the game after a lot of injuries to guys like J.K. Dobbins, Keaton Mitchell, and the list goes on. They were leaning on weaker running backs. I'm going with Derrick Henry at the 3, going to the Ravens. Number 2, I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. Love that move. Didn't see it coming. Becoming the arch nemesis of New York Giant Nation, which is great to see. I think he's going to fit in very well with that read option with Jalen Hurts, and they're going to get back to their playoff success and the success they had 2 years ago consistently. He'll help them find offense when necessary. And then the top move, this isn't really a move. I'm just going to go with the Texans, the Houston Texans overall, their free agency run right here. I think they had the best run out of all teams. They added a lot of people buying in them and on them as contenders, added defensively, offensively, big names, depth players all around. So really happy with what they surrounded Stroud with and excited to see what they can do in the AFC South.
All right, yeah, I'll go second. Mine are pretty similar. I have Saquon 3. On my honorable mention was I was going to do 3, Derrick Henry or Saquon, so you could put both of them in that 3 spot. But Saquon to the Eagles at my 3 spot. Number 2, not actually someone that went anywhere, but it was a free agent. Chris Jones back to the Chiefs. I think that's one of the biggest free agent signings in all of the NFL this year. But my number 1 is a cop out. I'm going to take my 2 quarterbacks that I got this year. Fields and Russell Wilson for a combined 6th round pick and $1.2 million. I'll take that time or that gamble any time or any season, I guess I should say. But get 2 guys, Patrick Queen as well. Love everything the Steelers are doing, but yeah, the 2 quarterbacks for $1.2 million and a 6th round pick. I think a lot of teams would do that, and I don't know why others didn't, but I'm glad my Steelers did.
That's an upgrade over Kenny Pickett, I'll say that.
All right, I'll get into mine. All right, I'm going to go number 3, Marquise Brown to the Chiefs. Get Mahomes his guy. And obviously, they tag Snead, and then they re-sign Jones. So that team, back-to-back champions, obviously heading in the right direction again. Number 2, I'm going to go that combo in Pittsburgh as well, the quarterbacks. So all they needed was a quarterback, so let's see what they can do now. And number 1, I'm going to go Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Let's see what he could do over there. I mean, you know how high-flying that offense is. Now you had the most powerful running back in the league to it. So that could be pretty detrimental over there in Baltimore. I didn't put Saquon in there because fuck the Eagles.
I like that Hollywood Brown piece. I think he's gonna have over 100 catches for the Chiefs this upcoming season, especially with Travis Kelce aging. That's a great move to bring him in under the radar too. Former top pick.
Yeah, get Mahomes his guy, man. He could be him.
Rashee Rice and Marquise Brown with Travis Kelce and Isaiah Pacheco. I love it. Champs are even better than they were last year already.
Alrighty, boys. Lots of good stuff there out of the NFL. Let's move over to the NHL here, starting off with our power rankings for this week. Number 5, we have the Colorado Avalanche. Number 4, the Winnipeg Jets. Number 3, Mackey's New York Rangers. Number 2, Aces Boston Bruins. And number 1, the Florida Panthers to finish off the list here for this week. Any comments on that this week, boys?
These NHL playoffs are heating up, and it's going to be crazy to see these matchups. We're in for some, maybe the best playoffs in a while.
Ace, your Bruins heating back up, went from off the list to back on, back up to number 2, 7-2-1 in the last 10. Obviously, I think you're pretty hyped about that. Top team in the league, technically, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, they're just doing their thing. I still don't think they're playing their best hockey yet. Tough way to sell the puck line for me the other day. I can't remember who it was against, but they ended up winning 6-5. I was like, are you kidding me?
Flyers.
Yeah, they were all over them all game, but then they handled the Ottawa Senators again, covering the puck line once again. There, Linus Olmark, Mackey, and I were talking about 3-0-0, 956 save percentage since the trade deadline, and him saying, I'm exercising my no trade clause and staying in Boston. Swayman doing his thing. Bruins getting healthy. Can't wait to see Maroon in the black and gold as well. But yeah, great to see the Bees back
Never
up in that
think you'd
ranking.
say
I
that.
called it. Yeah, right. Never thought I'd say that. A lot of good other stuff in the NHL though. Mackey's Rangers have been heating up. I know they crushed us on the card last night because that's what New York teams like to do, lose when it matters. But going against the Vezina winner in Connor Hellebuck, and now those Winnipeg Jets getting healthy, Kyle Connor back in the mix, electric goal scorer, one of the Team USA forwards, and Connor Hellebuck. I mean, that team, they could win the West. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I think it's going to be them. Maybe the Oilers. The Oilers are dabbling around too, but the Canucks been treading water as of late.
Yeah, Canucks haven't been too scary as of late, but we know the star power over there. You just need to click it on. But yeah, I mean, if Hellebuck plays every game like he did last night, not many
Basically
teams are
plays
beating
every
them.
night. He plays like almost every night. It's crazy compared to the rest. Think about all these other guys. You have Shesterkin, we have Sway, Sorokin as Varlamov. Like, there's a lot of teams that give their starters days off. He's not one of them, season in, season out. But the Oilers, they're starting to heat up too. Connor McDavid putting the puck in the net. He scored again last night. I took him on the anytime goal. Wish I sent him my anytime goal list last night. Went 3 for 4. KK, Pasta, McDavid missed on Matthews. But yeah,
Canes too. Canes are so hot.
Gensel and Kuznetsov just meshing so well. You see that giving goal tap play the other day with Gensel? I think it was Natchez as well.
Yeah.
They
You
afraid of the Hurricanes? Are you afraid of them?
Are you scared of them? I don't know.
You would see them before
so.
me.
I'm not.
You would see them way before me.
I'm not.
Really?
I'm not scared of that team. I'll never be scared of that team.
Huff, would you be afraid of round 1 and round 2 Hurricanes?
As a Penguins fan, I'd be scared of anyone. But if
no,
you guys,
as a Rangers fan, would you be afraid to see them in round 1 or 2?
I'm scared of the Lightning. I'm scared to see the Lightning.
I definitely think that. I definitely could see that series go 7.
Yeah,
I think this Canes team's hot.
And they know how to win in rounds 1 and 2. They always breeze through them.
You guys keep gassing this round 2. They lose in round 2 a lot.
They've been to the ECF
Rangers
a lot
beat him in round 2. Rangers beat him on the road, game 7 in round 2.
Freddie Anderson's back in the pipes too, Mackie. I don't know if that strikes a little bit more fear. They actually have a legit goaltender in the pipes now heading into the playoffs. I don't know if he'll even stay healthy. Panthers slipping a little bit, losing those Bruins. The Leafs.
Nah,
I don't know what the
Leafs
Leafs.
are the least of the worries.
Leafs though, I don't know. They're not as good as people think. I'd love to see them in the first round. Give me the Bruins and the Leafs round 1. That'd be ideal. Lightning climbing back up, but there's a lot of other teams. I think I put this in there, Jesse, as our next point. The bubble race is heating up in the East. Huff, would you have thought that the Pittsburgh Penguins would be below the Washington Capitals? And not only that, the Capitals are in a playoff spot. Like, they were terrible. They were selling at the deadline, and now here they are at the 8th seed.
I mean, yeah, I said the Penguins were terrible. I knew our season was over. We're sitting down, 7 points out of a playoff spot. So I'm completely content with that. Obviously, didn't think much coming into the past couple of weeks or through that trade deadline when you send Gensel out. But Tampa Bay and Detroit, they've been sitting there. But like you said, Washington comes flying up. Islanders went on that little win streak. It's definitely going to be tight at the bubble. If you had to pick 2 wildcard teams, who are they right now?
I think the Isles get that 3 seed in the Metro. I think the Flyers fall out, and I think it's the Lightning. And then who am I going with as my 8th team there? That's so tough. I can't say the Capitals.
Red Wings?
Dude, the Caps are playing the best hockey out of all of them.
And they have like the born leadership, right? They actually have a pretty good squad too. Lindgren, I like him in the pipes.
I don't know, man.
Is it Lindgren or Kemper?
These teams don't like to win. I mean, Isles are on a 5-game losing streak in the fucking midst of a playoff race.
Playoff push, yeah.
These teams do not like. What is going on? I mean, it's like the battle of mid over here.
The Flyers aren't hanging on.
The Red Wings 2-8 in their last 10 games. I mean, the Caps are the only team winning in this. The Lightning also have a 98.5% chance to make the playoffs. I think they're kind of locked in, especially because they're on a 4-game heater, and this roster is built for a championship.
But and they have a game on almost. They have a game on the Red Wings and a game on the Islanders, right?
There's no chance.
Have a game on the Red Wings.
There's no chance.
Caps have a game on them.
Back like the Sabres are out, right?
But they're 5 points ahead of the Caps. So
Sabres
that game,
are not out. They're just. I mean, they need to.
They're not good. Sabres,
they're like the only team that's been surging. Like Mackie said, though, all those other bubble teams have been taking a lot of L's.
Caps, man.
Caps and Sabres are surging.
I'll announce that the Buffalo Sabres will not make the playoffs right now.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. I think it's almost safe to say the Islanders are not going to make the playoffs either. I think the Caps are going to give the Red Wings a run for their money, or the Flyers, whoever.
I think I was going to say the Flyers and the Caps would be the closest competition for me in that 3 spot in the Metro.
You think it's the Red Wings and the Red Wings and the Bolts are locking in the 7-8 huff?
The Red Wings are not locked into anything. They're 2-8.
No, but I'm saying that's what you think is going to round it out at the end of the year.
The Caps have 2 games on the Flyers, and they're only 3 points behind.
Caps have 2 games on the Red Wings too, and the Flyers have 2 points on the Red Wings in the same amount of games. So now, if the Caps won out,
the Flyers fall out. The Flyers and Torts fall out.
Theoretically, if the Capitals won the next 2 games, Flyers would fall to that 8 spot. Red Wings would be out.
By a game.
By a point.
Oh,
if
yeah.
we're talking if the games were, if the Caps were to win the next 2 games, which would even the games out, Red Wings would be out.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Caps fall out either, though. They're not very good.
I mean, they're hot at the right time.
Caps and Wings. Those are 2 teams that would get rolled in the first round, though. Caps and Wings.
Yeah, Caps schedule coming up. Listen to this: Leafs home against the Leafs, home against the Hurricanes, home against the Jets, home against the Red Wings, at Toronto, at home against Boston, and then it kind of.
So that Detroit game's massive because they have a lot of L's in that stretch.
I mean, yeah, that's a tough schedule for sure.
Yeah, I'm eager to follow this coming down the stretch. That I don't know. So I guess I'll say, yeah, the Isles falling out. You think it's tough? I could see the Flyers and the Caps and the Wings all falling out, but. Don't have faith.
I'm gonna go Caps, Lightning. Red Wings fall out. Flyers get that 3 seed.
How far are the Devils out?
Yeah,
done.
Because Jake Allen jumped onto the scene. He's been playing well. They waited too long to add him.
He made one good save. He hasn't been playing well. He hasn't even played half the games. They have Kokkinen playing.
Yeah, no, I've had him in fantasy. He's been playing every other game at least. He played 3 of the 4, and he's saved over 35 shots. I think he's 2-1, 2-0-1.
I mean, the Devils are 3-7 in their last 10. They're just not winning hockey games.
Yeah, that's crazy to me because they're so much more talented than those teams ahead of them.
I want to talk about this Western race because I've been pretty impressed with Nashville the past couple of games. Obviously, they're on this little streak. 8-0-2 in their last 10.
Well, they're 13-0-2 in their last 15. They have a 15-game streak going.
This was the team that we all were saying we could see them pop out of the playoff spot. They could trade Saros at the deadline. Yeah, and they're on the streak.
UC Saros is great.
Is Vegas in trouble? Let's talk about Vegas. Is Vegas in trouble?
Alex Pietrangelo is now out. Everybody's hurt right now. You need people to play to make the playoffs.
I really hope they don't because of this LTIR bullshit that if they don't make the playoffs, they're in like $40 million over their heads, I think.
That's fire, and then it would discourage people from doing it in the future too.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of hope they get screwed. I do.
I don't think the Kings hold on to a spot though. I don't think the Knights fall out. And I'm a Knights fan. I like watching them play, and they have a lot of superstars out west. I don't think they go back to another cup. I don't think they make even a deep playoff run. Maybe get to round 2. But I think there's I'm going to say they're going to get in the heater.
Wait, Nashville's in the Central, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think there's any chance they push Dallas for that spot, or you think they're a lock for that wild card 1 spot?
7 points, 12 games left.
No, they're not going to push. They're not going to push Dallas.
And they already just went on a huge streak.
Dallas is going to make a push for the 1 seed in the West, if anything. I think
for sure.
Yes, yeah. I think that's what I'm saying. I think Nashville's locked up with that wild card 1 spot.
Those three teams, the Canucks out in the Pacific, and I think the Oilers are like that sneaky team that could come out of nowhere. They have 3 games in hand. The Oilers are a team you got to worry about out west. But I think so.
Yeah,
That
they have
7
only
seed,
played
7
66.
seed, definitely going to the Preds. I think I don't see them falling out. They have that big jump too. I'd like to see the Wild pass up the Knights. It's the only one I would like to see, but I don't think they do. I think the Knights are able to. I don't think LA.
I think I want to see
fall out too.
I want to see the Wild contest those nights. They
You
play
want?
each other
Would you?
2
All
more
right,
times.
pick 2 out of these 3 teams to get in the playoffs: Kings, Knights, and Wild. Who do you want to get in?
Kings and Wild.
I want the
Yeah, I'd
Wild
say
and the
Kings.
Knights. I'm not big on those Kings. They suck.
I want the dude.
I'd probably say Wild and Knights.
They're trying to cheat the system with this LTIR bullshit.
No, I agree with you, Mackie. That's a good point. I'm just saying from a fan perspective and from like a competition perspective out west, I think Wild and Knights are the better teams. More fun to watch.
Yeah, Kings just started the season on a hot streak. Now they're holding on for dear life.
But they're in the just like Eichel, so I always root for the Knights.
Yeah, same here, Huff. I bought in more when he went there. They added a lot of other great guys around them too that I've turned into a fan of.
I like Marchessault. I just like that team, obviously, and I had that future on them last year, so I like when the Penguins were out, I like hopped on them, so I do kind of root for them.
And my buddy Bruce Cassidy at the helm. I mean, it's a cool squad out there. You gotta love all the Vegas teams, especially on our podcast here, Hit the Bucks. We love all of our Vegas squads. But I'll be interested.
I like both of those wild card teams right now, Nashville and Vegas. Those are kind of the 2 teams I'm rooting for out west.
Hopefully the Kings fall out, though. I think Kings are a team that would get swept by the Oilers in the first round if the standings ended the way they are today. I think we already saw that last year, didn't we?
So
Kings are up 2-1 in that series, I think.
No, but I'm saying we already saw that series last year, though.
Yeah.
Mackie, did the Blues cash for you yesterday? Do you think it?
No, they lost 4-3, but that was a really good game.
In.
No, I don't think the Blues have the roster to get in. But I mean, they're playing good hockey. They were on a 4-game heater going into last night. They had the lead twice last night, gave it up, and then they just lost.
They're competitive. They're just not good enough.
They don't have the roster, so I don't think they can go on a run like they need to.
Look at San Jose down there with 39 points. That's
eliminated. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty sad.
Definitely a good look there at the NHL playoffs and what's to come in the next month or so. Next up here, we have Alex Ovechkin became the 3rd player in NHL history to score 20 goals in 19 consecutive seasons. On Monday, the veteran Washington forward scored 2 power play goals in the second period to lead the Capitals to a 5-2 victory over the hometown Calgary Flames the other night. What do you guys think about this? Ovi just keeps doing it. I feel like halfway through the season, he was on a how many goal streak, or how many game with no goals.
The drought.
What are you guys thinking now, though? Yeah, drought. That's the word. Thank you, Ace. Go ahead, Mackie.
Can this guy just score 50 more goals so he can get out of the league? I mean,
he
doesn't
dog.
do anything
Relax.
out there. No, he's not. He's only out there to score 50
on
more
the power
goals,
play, though. How dynamic on the power play?
50.
How automatic?
He needs 50 more to break the record. It's
exactly
gonna be
50.
Yes, because he needed 52 before last game, but it's gonna be 2.5 more seasons. I mean, he can't score at the rate he used to. He doesn't even
no. It'll be one more season.
He doesn't even skate out there.
Yeah.
Why, Ace? You think he could put up 30 next year? 35 goals?
I think he'll put up what? He'll put up at least. He's gonna finish with like 5 more. He'll put up 20, 25 the next 2 years.
He'll be lucky to get 5 more in the next 13 games.
I was gonna say because they're not going on a deep playoff push or anything.
They are though. We were just talking about it. We were just talking about. You're saying deep playoff push.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about the playoff.
No.
Oh yeah, those don't even.
Yeah, it's just regular season.
No, but Mackie, I agree with you that he doesn't do anything like 5-on-5, but on the power play,
he's bad out there. He's bad out there. Caps fans complain about him out there.
Yeah, but at least he scores on the power play.
But he's a liability.
Automatic.
Like he's only he would definitely be retired right now if he wasn't 50 goals away.
Yeah, I agree with you. But great to see though. I'm a big Ovi fan. He was probably my favorite player growing up. Got the Russian Ovechkin t-shirt over here, but I mean 19 seasons in a row with 20 plus goals. He's gonna go. So you think he plays 21 seasons, Mackie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think he's gonna go all 21 seasons with 20 plus goals? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll score 20 plus, but that's just him sitting in the slot and hitting the 1-2s
on the power play.
Yeah.
Also barring no injury.
Yeah, right. But no, you'll hold on.
I mean, one injury and his career is over. He's not getting it.
He's breaking the record. Don't worry. I want to see that. Don't you guys or not?
Just can't compete as long as Crosby, right, guys? Right, Yinzers?
Right.
Yeah. Isn't it different
But
tiers of
Mackie,
shit,
do you want to
Mackie,
see
know
him
that?
break Gretzky's goal record?
I
do.
do. I really do. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, this is getting hard to watch.
Yeah, that's all right.
Dude,
The
it's like
Caps.
Malkin.
I know they're
Malkin's hard to
making their
watch
playoff
half the
push, and
night.
we just kind of jacked them up for the past like 10 minutes. But I mean, I don't watch Caps games that much, so I'll just watch the Ovi highlight goal every time.
Alrighty, moving out west. Nate McKinnon extended his goal streak the other night to 16 games, 10 goals, 22 assists in the MVP. Is the MVP his award for the taking, or can McDavid and Kucherov make a late push for it? What do you guys think?
I think they could make a late push, but they're not going to take it.
McDavid missed those like 15 games in the middle of the season, and I don't know. I feel like if they give it to him, they know he's gonna get it every other year. Just give it to somebody else while they have the chance. I think he deserves it. Give it to McKinnon.
Yeah, I do.
Kucherov obviously making a hard.
He's already had
Dude,
117 points in 69 games,
dude, and
that's
nobody else has like
crazy.
70 on his team. It's like insane, like the individual
Kucherov's
effort.
at 118 and 67.
Yeah, that's crazy too. But like, I don't know. McKinnon's got a lot more goals, doesn't he?
I don't think they should give it to McDavid this year.
How many more, Huff?
They should give it to either one of
One
these
more
two.
goal, and Kucherov has 2 more assists.
Oh, that's crazy. So it's very tight. But I think
it's
McKinnon.
very tight.
But McKinnon's an all-around player. You watch the game, but Kucherov the same impact. You just do you think it's whoever puts up the most points wins it, or do you think it'll go to the MVP deserved player?
McKinnon has more help. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'd rather see it go to McKinnon just because I like him more as a player. But dude, what Kucherov did to carry
plays with
that
Braden Point every night.
Ace, nobody else has 70 points on the Lightning. He has 118. That's like the most absurd stat in NHL history.
Wait, what was? Okay, and what's the next highest on the Avs?
Probably like 100. Rantanen has to have 100 points by now.
Rantanen has 93.
Yeah,
93.
All right, that's a valid point. But here's the other side of the token. The Avs are pushing for the Western Conference trophy, right? And then
you're
Lightning are in a
Lightning
wild
are playing
card.
for a playoff spot.
Braden Point has 75,
and that's who he plays with. But yeah, Huff, do you take that into consideration at all? The fact that the Avs could win the West and the fact that the Lightning are only in a wild card spot.
Yeah, see, like you got to look at team location and like most valuable player. I don't know. It is most valuable player.
K, I believe, and Kucherov is not. I think that's another important thing to look at. Time on ice.
What did you say right there? McKinnon's what?
Like penalty killer. Like he plays. He plays penalty kill. He takes face-offs.
More versatile.
So
what team wins more games if you take those 2 players out of the lineup?
See, like it's dead even. You can't give a wrong answer here. You can't give a wrong answer.
No, you can't. But the Lightning had the goalie, so that's why I'm giving them the edge.
I'd say the Lightning are worse if you take away Kucherov. But
really?
I mean,
so those awards are voted on by the Writers Association, the whatever it is, the
MVP and all that.
Heart.
Yeah, the Professional Hockey Writers Association. So it's like all the journalists and stuff that come together and they make the decision. It's not the league.
Yeah, no, that's
not saying the league doesn't have their own writers and such, but it's supposed to be regular kind of people doing it, not Gary Bettman saying you.
Such a tough call. We'll see how it ends up, though. I think McKinnon's gonna pop off for more. I think he's on track. He's never really played 82 games in a season either, really. So I could see him doing it. Kucherov, he has that. We saw his attitude about awards and winning things in the All-Star game. So I think McKinnon's more.
Yeah, the Avalanche have learned that they're going to be in the playoffs every year. So save your guys for the playoffs, and we'll figure it out in April.
Be interesting though.
Are they getting Landeskog back?
No.
I feel like I've already asked that. There's no shot.
You have asked that before.
Let me reconfirm for you, but I think it's a no. That guy's isn't he the captain? So no, it's got to be.
I thought I think he is the captain. So, because I thought they were doing the LTIR thing with him because he was injured.
No, sometime next year.
Okay.
Tough. Alrighty, boys. One more point here out of the NHL. The league is worked with Amazon on an upcoming behind-the-scenes series following 10 to 12-star players has been announced. Nobody, I haven't heard of dates or anything like that or any players, but who would you guys like to see in a series like this?
Matthew Tkachuk, Brad Marchand.
Nobody wants to see Brad Marchand's rat ass looking on
Yeah, but that's why you can just get mad at him. I think you got to get some guys with good personality. I think Crosby and Ovechkin can still tail in there, but I think they go young. Definitely Bedard. Bedard's a
I'd
lot.
like to see Crosby as
He's
like
gotta
the
say
decorated
yes,
veteran they get, but he would never do that.
Bedard's definitely going to do it,
Crosby
Mackie. He's
wouldn't do
growing
it.
his brand. 98's going to be in that for sure. Trevor Zegras, like he might be in
Panarin in there.
I think Kachuk. I think you get both the Kachucks, maybe both the Hughes in it, Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, and then you get Brady Kachuk, Matt Kachuk, Connor Bedard, maybe McDavid, and then maybe
I can see
Pasternak.
McDavid decline.
Pasternak's a good guy to be in it.
McDavid declined. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah, Pasternak could be in it because he loves the media.
Pasternak will do it. He'll be like the foreign guy that you know what I mean.
Hey, it's Pasternak.
Yeah.
Great guy.
I'm trying to think. There's a couple guys we're probably forgetting.
I think Jack Hughes is a definite. It's got to be a goalie. Who's the top young goalie to be in it? Sway's got a pretty good attitude, but I don't think he's ranked this highly. And the other guys are all foreign. That's a tough call there with the netminder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe a young guy. Maybe someone like Jason Robertson. Cale McCarr.
I was gonna say like Dylan Larkin. Yeah, McCarr.
I think both the Hughes brothers and both the Kachuk brothers would be great in it, and Bedard. Those 5 right there, I think, should be auto.
Matthews.
Yeah, Matthews for sure.
Matthews.
Trevor Zegras, though, they love backdooring him in. He's not even good. Like they love backdooring those guys that aren't even that great. Maybe they go even younger too. They go with someone like Fantilli. You go Patrick Kane still. That's
like a Logan Cooley. Yeah, someone like the really young guys.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm eager to see, but gotta get some of the good guys. Get that NHL out there in the media a bit more.
Lots of good stuff there, boys. Over to the NBA. All we got is our power rankings here for this week. Coming in at number 5, those Minnesota Timberwolves. Number 4, the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 3, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Number 2, the Denver Nuggets. And coming in number 1, those Boston Celtics again. What are you guys thinking about these NBA power rankings here coming into this week?
Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, that dunk was unreal.
Is that why you put him in the rankings, Huff?
No, they're winning games, dude. They continue to stay in that spot out there in the West. They're competing out there. I mean, they're a good team, and he's obviously one of the best players. Dude, they're not going to be a first round exit.
What if they play the Lakers, Huff?
Yeah, they are. Those playing teams are too good. The playing teams. Look at the playing teams. They're almost 4 favorites.
I would bet
Lakers or Warriors, Huff?
Okay,
Who do you got in the series? Lakers or Warriors?
Lakers
or the Wolves.
Not even close.
No, Lakers, Warriors versus Wolves. Like those two teams.
Warriors would knock it out against the Lakers, but I'm taking the Lakers 100%. I'm not saying the Timberwolves are a shoo-in for a first round exit, but there's a very good chance they go down in the first round.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Mackie.
Unless they can draw the 3 seed and maybe play the Kings, then they're gonna beat the Kings.
No, the Kings are good too, though.
Nah, I'm taking the T-Wolves, but the T-Wolves are good too. I'm just thinking more experience. They run into the Suns, you're getting beat by the Suns. They run into the Lakers, you're getting beat by the Lakers. Mavericks,
I don't think they lose to the Lakers right now.
They probably lose.
What?
No,
I don't think they lose to the Lakers right now.
You think the Lakers are getting bounced first round? You think LeBron's gonna get bounced to Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards?
No, he's not, Mackie. I mean,
if the playoffs started in 5 days, yes.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You wouldn't even bet that way, Huff.
Dude, I probably would. What?
We saw it last year with the Kings and the Grizzlies. I mean, both of them lost the experience.
And they're better than the Wolves were, I think.
And the Lakers are better than they are last year, I think.
This team's better than last year's Grizzlies teams. That was a good comparison. This team's way better than last year's Grizzlies.
I like Mackey's take there, though. This Lakers team has been gelling. They've been playing a lot better, and I think they have a better roster than they did last year.
D'Lo is just going off, too. I mean, when D'Lo is playing like this, he could be a third key guy for that team. And you have the supporting players like Austin Reeves. I know Austin Reeves hasn't played as great, but Anthony Davis, playoff AD goes off for like 41 when you need him.
And he's having a year.
He doesn't do that in the regular season.
It'll be interesting to watch. But aside from that,
crazy trying to convince Huff that the Lakers can beat.
I know it's just shocking to me that he's not on him. I think he's just such a big Ant fan. Like he's the biggest Ant fan there is.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you that team is good.
They are good. But so
we don't talk about the Celtics much at all because they've just literally been in that spot since like before the season even started for months. But like, have you guys seen what they've been doing lately? It's been like Tatum had to play with no Brown and Porzingis, crushed a team. There was no Tatum the other night, crushed a team. Like their home streak, they won like 7 in a row with like 19 points.
They will guaranteed sweep whoever they get in the first round.
I don't care about the Celtics until they win a championship.
No, but they're playing fucking good basketball. That's the best the cleanest basketball I've ever seen a team play really in a while. They have a lot of guys too. It's not like just you remember the Warriors when they had that crazy year. They're like it's Curry and Clay, but like the Celtics team's deep. That's a good roster. I don't know how the NBA let all of these players just kind of land in Boston.
I like Pritchard. He's probably my favorite guy on the Celtics.
He was a beast at Oregon.
I love that they added Drew Holiday and Porzingis. That's nuts that they added those two guys in the offseason. Like this team is insane. And every night there's weird spreads and they cover everything. Like whenever I see them low with one guy out, it's like automatic. Or if you see, here's a good bet for you. Hit the books podcast here. If you see Tatum out, grab those Jaylen Brown points every time. If you see Tatum and Brown out, grab the Derek White stats. If you see Brown out, grab the Tatum stats. It's just like that's the way it's been going lately, and I've been hitting on.
Here's my thing with the Celtics. I could see them go 12-0 in the East. I don't see them beating the Nuggets 4 games in a row.
Like that'll be like
so
a 7,
draw the
6 or a 7.
If they draw the Nuggets in the finals, I don't see them winning. Anyone else, I think that they should probably run through.
Yeah, no, the championship will always go a few more games than it should, just because of that. I don't see them having many problems in the East getting up to the ECF.
I could see them winning 12 straight, honestly, because the only team that you could actually put hand in hand with them is the Bucks, and they're not playing
they're injured yet. Giannis, they play tonight actually, and I believe Giannis is out.
They're just not on the same level. It's not even close.
Yeah, but then looking at some other teams here, Clippers still in the mix. I think the Kings are a bit more sneaky. I don't know about Mac. You were saying you didn't believe too much in them. Any other sneaky teams you're looking at?
I'm a hater on the
Your
Kings.
Knicks are about that level in the East, though, right?
Yeah, the Knicks have really bad health issues. Anunoby's out long term now, which is huge. He was a huge asset to them when he was healthy in the beginning, but he hasn't been. They just don't have. They'll win a round in the playoffs, I think, but that's about it. I don't think they're doing much else. They had Anunoby, and they had Julius Randle healthy, and they had Mitchell Robinson healthy, and all these guys. I think that they could upset, but I don't think they're gonna.
How long until Joel Embiid's back? Anybody know?
No, I don't know. Mackie, I was gonna say, what about Mr. Triple Double, Josh Hart?
Josh Hart's been balling, bro, playing 48 minutes a night. But I don't know. He's doing his thing. He's not a game changer. I guess he is.
What about the Dallas Mavericks? How crazy is it with Kyrie Irving doing the Ramadan fasting right now, and then he still goes out and he's been balling lately?
I think Dallas jumps the Kings in that and gets that, and I think the Kings go to a play-in team.
Do you think Dallas does anything in the playoffs?
Kyrie's been playing well. Kyrie, they're not a good team.
Yeah, but those are good playoff players.
So they get to that 6th seed. They play the Timberwolves first round. You taking the Mavs or the Timberwolves?
Mavs.
Probably the Timberwolves, just because Luka would have a triple-double and they'd score 98 points and lose the game. They're turning into the Shohei Ohtani Angels. Shohei had 5 home runs, did something that he's never been done before, and they lost the game by 20 points.
The Mavs have always kind of been like that, except now they have Kyrie.
Exactly. I know they're 40-29. Their record doesn't say that there are, but that play-in team, if they had anything, dude, there's so many pieces that I could be if they didn't let go Porzingis, if they didn't let go Brunson, all these pieces that I would love to see Luka play with. But, he has Kyrie now. It's just the rest of the team that, he went on that triple-double stretch. I think they were 4-4 in that stretch. It's how are you putting up a 38-point triple-double and you lose?
Because he plays negative defense. He's the biggest defensive liability probably in the league.
Hey, that's another reason why I'd probably take
Minnesota. Let me switch gears here in the NBA one more time. What about those Orlando Magic sticking around? They're going to be a playoff team, right?
Regular season team.
It'll be pesky to Mackey's Knicks, but I agree.
That's 6-game series max.
Yeah, neither of them are getting out of the first round, so.
No, they're going to play each other in the first round.
Are they actually? You think is it?
Yeah, 4-5. It's
4-5 right now.
Who's 6? It's not Philly, is it?
Sixers.
The Heat, I think.
Is it Philly?
Indiana, maybe?
I think it's the Philly. I think it's Philly. They're 38-30.
Philly, and then Indiana, and then the Heat.
Yeah, and Tyrese Halliburton's in that cold stretch. You see that the other day? He's been complaining.
He 0 points.
He's like, all I see on Instagram is people calling me a prop because I always lose every night. It's all right. Don't go 1 for 9 shooting from 3 every night then, buddy. Figure it out.
He does need to figure it out.
But some good stuff going on in the NBA. That's heating up just like the NHL, so we'll keep you guys updated on those bubble races as well.
Heck yeah, lots of good stuff there. Moving over to the MLB, the Giants have signed the reigning National League Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell to a 2-year, $62 million deal. The club announced on Tuesday night. Contract includes an opt-out after the 2024 season. Any thoughts on this for those San Francisco Giants?
Get your bag, Blake Snell. Good for him.
I
Yeah,
just saw something
oft
totally
injured, but
unrelated
great
to this.
player.
Shohei Ohtani's translator just got fired for sending $4.5 million in wire transfers from Ohtani's bank account to a bookmaking operation.
What the fuck?
Nice.
It's on
So
ESPN
Otani's
right
running
now.
a book?
It says Ohtani's interpreter fired after questions raised from wire transfers over last however many dates, and now it's different, so I can't. Damn. Yeah, so I don't know what that means, but
Crazy.
that's
Well,
interesting.
while we're on Shohei Ohtani, you like his new logo? You guys see,
What's
he
the
got
new
his
logo?
new
I
official
can't.
logo. It came out. You know how like there's the Kobe logo, the Treyarch thing, and then there's
Yeah,
like
where did I see that?
the Ohtani one's pretty clean. It's him like jogging first, I believe, after a home run, something like
I did not
But
see that.
that. Yeah, he's got a
yeah, getting
signature
to
shoe.
Blake Snell. I don't
Going
think this makes the Giants much better, to be honest. I think it's
They
just
were
having
pesky
him.
last year, though. You guys, both of you were on them. Remember when that wild card race was heating up in August, July, and August, and San Francisco was hanging around, hanging around, hanging around? I was like, no shot. I think Cincinnati's the team to be. They're going to be right
No, I
back
don't.
there. They have,
I don't think
if you,
San Francisco was there. Were they?
yeah, they were like like not towards the end, but like right after the trade deadline. Huff, do you guys remember that? You guys would bet on the Giants a good bit too. You had them on the money line on the card a good
Yeah.
bit. They had Logan Webb. He was the number 2 in the NL Cy Young race, right? Now they had Blake Snell, the Cy Young winner. You have a lefty ace and a righty ace, two of the top pitchers in the division. This is a move they almost needed to make with the Dodgers loading up, Diamondbacks becoming relevant, and the Padres should do better than they did last
Yeah,
year with the talent they have. They needed to do this for San Francisco if they want to be able to hang with the big dogs.
but I mean, it's not enough. I mean, you have the Dodgers who are going to win 120 games this year. Then you have obviously the Padres loaded roster. They were in a NL championship game 2 years ago, and the
D-backs.
Diamondbacks who made it to the World.
You're
They made it to the
right.
World Series
You're
last year.
right, but there's so many playing spots now in the MLB. They were just right there in the hunt. Go look at the end of the year standings last year. There's a lot of teams that could have gotten in, and if they can get into a play-in or a 3-game series, and you have Blake Snell and Logan Webb, you could
Yeah,
take
for
out a lot
sure.
of teams.
For sure, yeah, I like that. I don't know. They just got to get there. I mean, Blake Snell, I feel like he's been like discredited his entire career. Last year, the Padres shit the bed.
Injuries. That's why.
When he was in Tampa, it was a World Series game. I
Mhm.
think about in like the 5th inning, they ended up losing the World Series.
Oh, I remember that.
He's been getting disrespected his whole career. Just pay the man. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, and I'm happy that he signed there. I think that's gonna make for some great baseball. You know, that late night Sunday night baseball stuff like that. When they go play out west, you got the Dodgers and the Giants on the TV. I'd like to see Blake Snell go up against that star-studded lineup, and then the next night, I'd like to see Logan Webb go right back up against it too. Going to be some good baseball out there in California this year.
Some more in the free agency world of the MLB. Jordan Montgomery and JD Martinez still waiting deals with clubs for the upcoming season. Some of the top free agents still left here after that Blake Snell deal. Any thoughts on that?
I'm surprised Jordan Montgomery hasn't gotten signed yet.
He'll land somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'll get.
What do you think he's waiting for? An injury or someone to heat up, and he'll get more money as they realize they need him?
Doesn't want to go to spring training.
That's a good point.
That could be it.
Trevor Bauer, the 2020 NL Cy Young winner, is slated to play 5 games for the Diablos Royos. That includes a weekend exhibition against the New York Yankees. Any thoughts on this? Is he still on his suspension, or I don't even know
When
where
is
he's at?
this?
This is very soon, or just I think it's this weekend.
This will be kind of interesting. What would you do if he just throws a fucking
8
dime in the game?
8 innings.
He
2
deserves to be
hits.
pitching in the MLB. There's so many pitchers, but he got defaced in a crime that he was shown innocent in. I don't think he should be suspended anymore. And teams are just weary to sign someone of that caliber. You know, I mean, I would.
Did
be
you
too.
see? Did you see when the Pirates signed Herman from the Yankees? Bauer quote tweeted it and just said LOL.
Yeah, right. Like he literally beats woman, but Trevor Bauer, who was innocent, probably did some scummy things, but was innocent, should be allowed to
Yeah.
pitch in the MLB. And he was really good. Do you remember how good he was? But he was a problem before that.
Yeah.
Do you remember with the Indians when he wouldn't start? He got traded away from the at the deadline just because of his actions with the team.
Yeah, and then he went to where? Cincinnati, and then the
I
Dodgers,
thought he went to the
right?
Dodgers first. Maybe you might be right.
I remember
though.
him. Yeah.
He was a good pitcher too. Tough scene, but maybe he'll get back in the league. Might actually try and catch some highlights from this one.
Alrighty, next up, the 2024 MLB World Tour, the Dodgers versus the Padres in Korea. Dodgers won game 1, 5-2. Anybody catch this?
No one watched it because it was at 6 a.m.
No, I woke
Right.
up. I woke up and it was ending. It was hot. It was 3-2. It was a 3-2 game right when I woke up, and then the Dodgers bottom lineup got going. And then Shohei Ohtani gets up to the plate, grabs a couple of RBIs, and blew it open 5-2. Evans Phillips grabs a save. It was Yu Darvish versus Glasnow. Wish I got to see more of it, but Mackie, this isn't meant for us.
Terrible marketing for this, though. I mean, nobody, like half the people I talked to didn't even know that these were like real regular season games.
It's for the rest
now
of the
these
world.
teams go back. These teams go back in 4 games and play preseason games. Like, what is going on? Why didn't they line this up to like start the regular season and then they can come back and continue playing regular season games?
They always do this though.
They've never done this.
Ever. They went to Australia last year.
It definitely wasn't like during preseason. It didn't like
it was.
This is definitely the first.
This is further away, but
they have to do it like this because they have to give them the time to come back. This is like they can't do.
They
like
play a preseason game in 3 days.
I know that's weird, but I heard someone compare it to like when the NFL goes to London or Germany and they do it in the middle of the season. NFL's a week by week sport, so they can they get the bye week after that. MLB, you come back and you're playing another team, you maybe get a day off.
It's good they're going back to spring training too to get back in the regular routine before the full season starts.
Honestly, if you think about it, a flight from South Korea to LA is probably like an extra 3-4 hours than from LA to
way
New York.
More than that, probably, right?
Jesse, help me out here.
Jesse, tap in.
Yeah, probably only like 9 hours across the pond on that
direction,
and
like 6 hours
across,
to get to LA.
Yeah, that's a force,
New York.
Why would you want that in the middle of the season?
Like, if you think Korea's far, you should go look at Australia. It's double.
Well, yeah, because then you're flying literally around the entire.
Right. But it's
I mean,
it's like double.
South Korea. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's close, but like you're going from one end to the other end. It's
Mackie, the Earth is flat. You have to go the whole way across.
Oh, fuck! I forgot about that.
No, but regardless, I like this, Mackie. This is just to grow the game. I don't understand why it counts for regular season play. That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, this is good to do during the preseason. I think the timing's perfect, but why the hell are you counting it towards regular play? I don't know. Maybe so they actually get a good brand of baseball out there for the other people. I think that's the only thing I can come up with.
They don't want it to be marketed as a preseason.
I also think that they want like every best player to be playing, and if it's
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. They want a good product on the field,
right?
And it went that way. 2 great teams with a lot of Asian players on their rosters.
A lot of Asian players was also like. Did they do that on purpose, or is it just because of like?
I mean,
how close they are.
It's just because the most fan. Well, obviously with Ohtani too and Yamamoto, like those are the big players just came over, and then the list on both sides. Yu Darvish started for San Diego,
but MLB fans in those countries are fans of those teams.
Yeah,
that's the closest point.
Yeah, exactly. They're all Dodgers fans, all Lakers fans. Stuff like that, but I think
it's their closest point. It makes sense.
It's to grow the game. That's why it's not for our time zone. They hope they try and sweep it under the rug for us here at 6 a.m.
We get 162 games for 30 teams.
Yeah, so it was good baseball though, and I'm gonna do the same thing tomorrow. Catch the end of it and catch the highlights. But
who pitches tomorrow?
That's a good point. It was Glasnow today. I liked that ad, by the way, at the deadline.
He only pitched like 2 innings, I think. Musgrove versus Yamamoto tomorrow.
That's fire. I thought it was Yamamoto today. They went with Glasnow, but that's going to be a good one.
What time's the game start?
6:05 a.m. Set the alarm, Huff.
Huff will catch the second half of the game. He'll watch it at the 5th inning.
I have some more news here on Ohtani. That was his interpreter. The guy stole $4.5 million to place bets for himself.
Oh my god.
Oh, on an illegal sports book.
Guy is a degen. I respect it.
Dog.
Just stealing money from Ohtani.
4.5 mil.
Know about that?
Easy. No one noticed.
It's like $4.50 to Ohtani.
Alrighty, boys. Lots of good stuff there out of the MLB. One little thing here in the college basketball world. We're approaching the first round of March Madness. Lots of amazing stuff to come this month. I know everyone's excited for this month of March. Be sure to tune in for our upcoming live streams for March Madness each round. The first one being here this weekend for round 2, as we already talked about round 1 a little bit. Or sorry, I mean this weekend for round 1. No, 2. Sorry, we're not doing one for round 1. Got it. That's all I got here this week, though, boys. Anything else to add?
Mackie, whoa. We cannot just glance over this. We got to give the people our official picks. We're going to do, instead of Final Four, we're going to do Elite 8. If you have a bracket that you're putting money on, give me your Elite 8 in that bracket.
All right, fine. I'll dig into it. Hold on, let me find it real quick.
Off, I got my 8x8 draft tonight. I'm excited for that one. I got to print out a list.
I was about to say what teams did you get, but
I'm giving my Elite 8. I'm not saying like who's winning or anything, right?
Yeah, no, we're just
you can keep yours under wraps. I can't believe you're not releasing it to the public. I need to get my hands on this, Mackie.
I'll do Mackie. You could just do Elite. If you want to do Elite 8 on, we can just say, if you want to say, that's fine.
Well, I have 2 brackets that I'm really confident in. I'm gonna go with this one, just because I don't know. But coming in my East, my Elite 8, my region matchup for the region championship, Auburn versus Iowa State.
I like that.
The West, I'm going UNC Arizona. It is set up for Caleb Love versus UNC. You're gonna see it, I promise you, in the Elite 8, UNC versus Arizona. Going to the South, I'm gonna go Houston versus Marquette. Go 1 and 2 there. Keep it simple. And Huff, you're gonna like this one actually. In the Midwest, I got Tennessee versus Gonzaga.
I do like those. I have a bracket that's pretty similar. My second one, I just said I'm not going to be that kind of guy, but I do have one. This is the one that I ended up putting money on. Not too confident in it, but usually the ones I don't like are the ones that do good. So my East Conference region winner game, Illinois over Kentucky. I have Illinois on a nice little run here. I've disrespected them enough. I'm gonna take them to go far in this tournament. This one I don't think you'll love. I do have North Carolina representing the West, but over Clemson, another team that I'm kind of big on here. We'll move to the South, where I have Kentucky over Tominaga and the Nebraska Cornhuskers in the Elite 8. And then I will move to the Midwest with Purdue representing the Midwest over Creighton to move on to my Final Four, which would make it Illinois versus UNC, UNC going to the national championship. And then I have Kentucky taking down Purdue, North Carolina beating Kentucky in the national championship.
Oh, so you're just giving out your winners and everything.
I mean, yeah.
I love it. I wish you, Huff, can you push yours for the public on our social media? Let us see it early. We got to tail you.
Jesse,
how are we going to tail it?
We can like scan this. Like, you know how they do it on like I have one. I wrote.
Yeah. Do you have a scanner at your house?
No, I wrote like my picks on a sheet of paper. I can just take a picture of it and like, you know what I mean? Like I still like writing them on a piece of paper. Like I'm looking at my phone right now, but like the one that I put money on, I always write on a sheet of paper, and like I can just go take a picture of it.
Like on a bracket?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a scanner at your house?
I do not.
Your mom definitely has a scanner. A printer.
Printer. I do.
Yeah, it's a scanner. So we can scan it on there, and it'll look good.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, Mackie, do you have one? You should do the same thing. You should handwrite one of your brackets. We'll do the same thing.
All right, but yeah, I just want to say that these, I mean, they're just about final. Could have a little tweaks, but I'm definitely going to be looking over this until
this isn't the March Madness Instagram page. Whenever they're like, this is his official bracket, they understand we have 2 or 3.
You're getting an idea of my Elite.
Matt's going to Shannon Sharp us and give us all the top seeds.
But if you want a stat, there has not been a team that was not a 1 seed that has won it since 2016. So, I mean, as much as March Madness, as much upsets as you have, when you get down to it, top teams win it. And those top teams are usually there. So, I mean, it's fun and everything to have 8 seeds and 3 seeds and 6 seeds in the Final Four, but you gotta think at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie.
I agree.
Alrighty, that's all we got. Anything else to add?
No, make sure you stay tuned. Saturday morning, going live for the second round. Get some picks out for the college basketball. And the other thing, Mackie, what I was going to say is asterisk whenever you see our bracket. If we see a gambling line that we like on the other team that's not in our bracket, that does not make us not be able to bet on the other team. Like people, I'm more worried about my picks than my bracket.
And 3 weeks down the line, if I happen to have a play on my bracket I might not see it the same as when I'm seeing it right now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I don't want to hear any contradictions. Things change. You play it in the moment. Brackets are just for fun.
There's a reason no one's ever gotten a fucking perfect bracket.
Exactly.
It's the hardest thing to do.
Alrighty. That's all. See you boys next week.
All right. Thanks for listening.